Welcome to Numismatic Vault, the channel where coins aren't just spare change, they're hidden treasures waiting to be found. In today's video, we're diving deep into the world of rare and valuable state quarters. Some of these coins are worth far more than you'd ever imagine, and the best part, they could be sitting in your pocket or coin jar right now. So get ready, because by the end of this video, you might be looking at your change in a whole new way. Top 1 today, we are diving into one of the most iconic quarters from the very first year of the U.S. State Quarter program, the Georgia State Quarter from 1999. This coin, while common in circulation, can sometimes hold extraordinary value when certain conditions and rare errors come into play. Stay tuned until the end, because I'll be revealing just how much one of these rare Georgia quarters has been worth, and trust me, the number will surprise you. The Georgia quarter was released on July 19, 1999, as the fourth coin in the highly popular state quarter program. This program was designed to honor each of the 50 states, and it quickly became one of the most collected coin series in U.S. history. Millions of Americans began searching their change jars and wallets, sparking a new wave of interest in coin collecting. The design of the Georgia quarter is rich with symbolism. On the reverse, you'll see a peach at the center, representing Georgia's famous nickname, the Peach State. Surrounding it is a live oak sprig, the state tree, symbolizing strength and endurance. The banner displays Georgia's state motto, wisdom, justice, moderation. And of course, the outline of the state itself forms the backdrop, giving this coin a bold, distinctive identity. On the obverse is the familiar portrait of George Washington, originally sculpted by John Flanagan, which has appeared on U.S. quarters for decades. Now, here's where things get fascinating. While millions of these coins were minted, not every Georgia quarter is created equal. The key factors that can make a Georgia quarter incredibly valuable are condition, mint mark, and rare minting errors. Let's talk condition first. Coins fresh from the mint that have never been in circulation are known as uncirculated coins. These often carry a sharp shine, flawless details, and no visible wear. When graded by professional services such as PCGS or NGC, coins that receive the highest grades, like MS-67 or MS-68, can command tremendous prices. Finding a Georgia quarter in pristine, high-grade condition is tough because most of them went straight into everyday use. Next, we have mint errors. Error coins are some of the most exciting pieces for collectors because each one is essentially unique. Some Georgia quarters have been discovered with double die errors, where lettering or design elements appear doubled. Others show off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing because the blank wasn't lined up properly during minting. There are even reports of wrong planchet errors, where a Georgia quarter was struck on a coin blank intended for another denomination. These error coins are instantly more valuable because of their rarity and the story they tell about the minting process. Another factor collectors watch closely is the mint mark. The Georgia quarter was produced at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, marked with a small P or D on the obverse. While both versions are common in circulation, coins from either mint in high condition or with rare errors become much more desirable. Collectors love the Georgia quarter not only for its beauty but also because it represents the first year of the program. First-year issues often hold special significance, and demand for these early coins remains high. A pristine Georgia quarter with an unusual error combines two of the most important ingredients in coin collecting, scarcity and demand. Now, let's get to the part you've been waiting for, the value reveal. While most Georgia quarters you'll find in your pocket are worth just face value, the rarest examples, those struck with dramatic mint errors or preserved in nearly flawless condition, have sold for jaw-dropping amounts. In fact, one of these Georgia state quarters has been valued as high as $89,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. A single 25-cent piece, something most people would overlook, could be worth $89,000 to the right collector. That's the thrill of coin collecting. Ordinary coins can turn out to be extraordinary treasures. So, the next time you come across a Georgia quarter from 1999, don't spend it without taking a closer look. Inspect it carefully, check its condition, look for possible errors, and you just might discover a rare gem hiding in plain sight. Top 2. We're exploring a fascinating piece of American history that you might just have in your pocket change, the 2000 Massachusetts State Quarter. At first glance, it may look like an ordinary coin worth 25 cents, but under the right conditions and with certain rare features, this quarter can be worth an incredible amount of money. Stay with me until the very end because the value I'm about to reveal will absolutely amaze you. The Massachusetts quarter was the very sixth release in the famous U.S. state quarters program, which began in 1999 and quickly became the most widely collected coin program in history. This particular quarter was issued to honor the state of Massachusetts, one of the original 13 colonies and the very heart of the American Revolution. Its release stirred excitement across the country as people eagerly searched their change, hoping to complete full sets of the 50 states. The design of this coin is packed with meaning. On the reverse side, you'll see a bold outline of the state of Massachusetts. Standing proudly in front is the famous Minuteman statue, representing the citizen soldiers who played such an important role in the Revolutionary War. The Minuteman is a symbol of courage, determination, and the spirit of independence. Around the design are the inscriptions, Massachusetts, the Bay State, the year 2000, and the motto, E Pluribus Unum. On the obverse side, you'll find the familiar portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. Now, let's talk about what makes some Massachusetts quarters far more valuable than others. The first factor is condition. Like all state quarters, millions were struck and entered everyday circulation. Most were used for purchases, rattled around in pockets, and picked up scratches and wear. But finding one that has been carefully preserved in mint state condition, with bright luster and no signs of handling, is much harder than you might think. Coins graded at the highest levels by professional services can command huge premiums because collectors want the very best for their sets. Next, and perhaps even more exciting, are the minting errors. Mint errors turn a common coin into something unique and rare. For the Massachusetts quarter, there are several error types that collectors chase. Double die errors, where parts of the design or inscriptions appear doubled, can bring significant value. Off-center strikes, where the design is noticeably shifted and part of the coin looks blank, are another dramatic type of error. There have even been examples of Massachusetts quarters struck on the wrong planchet. Imagine a quarter design appearing on a coin blank meant for a dime or nickel. These spectacular mistakes are highly prized because they are so uncommon. Collectors also pay close attention to mint marks. The Massachusetts quarter was struck at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, marked with a small p or d on the obverse. While both versions are widely available, those in pristine condition or with major errors carry far greater appeal. A perfectly preserved coin with a striking error is like a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. Another reason the Massachusetts quarter is special is its place in history. Being part of the first group of states released in the program, it has always carried a special significance for collectors. First-year and early-year issues and long coin series often become key pieces, and the Massachusetts design, with its patriotic imagery, stands as one of the most iconic. Now here comes the most exciting part. While most Massachusetts state quarters are only worth face value or a few dollars in average condition, the rarest ones, the pristine mint state examples or those with dramatic and unique errors, have sold for astonishing amounts. In fact, one of these rare Massachusetts quarters has been valued as high as $86,000. That's right, $86,000 for a single quarter that was once just ordinary pocket change. This is why collectors are so passionate about searching for hidden treasures in everyday coins. You never know when you might come across one of these rare and valuable pieces. So the next time you see a Massachusetts quarter from the year 2000, don't rush to spend it. Take a closer look at its details, check for sharpness of condition, and watch carefully for unusual errors. You could be holding on to a small but powerful piece of history that's worth a fortune. Top 3. We're focusing on a truly special piece from the United States, the 2000 South Carolina State Quarter. While it might look like just another 25-cent coin at first glance, this quarter has captivated collectors for years due to its design, rarity, and some extraordinary minting errors. Stay with me until the end, because the value of a rare South Carolina quarter might just surprise you. The South Carolina quarter was released in 2000 as part of the United States Mint's highly popular 50-state quarters program, which began in 1999 and ran until 2008. This series quickly became a nationwide collecting phenomenon, inspiring millions of Americans to search their change for each new release. South Carolina was the seventh state in the program, and its coin quickly gained attention for its unique and symbolic design. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll see the iconic image of a palmetto tree, the state's symbol of strength and victory. In front of the palmetto stands a Carolina chickadee, the state bird, perched gracefully, adding a touch of life and movement to the design. The inscriptions include South Carolina, 1788, which is the year the state ratified the Constitution, and the motto, In God We Trust, along with E Pluribus Unum. On the obverse side, you'll find the familiar portrait of George Washington, a design that has graced all U.S. quarters for decades. The combination of natural symbolism and historical reference makes this coin both beautiful and meaningful. So, what makes some South Carolina quarters so valuable? The first factor is condition. Millions of these quarters were minted and spent in everyday circulation, but only a small percentage have survived in pristine, uncirculated condition. Coins that are flawless, with sharp details and full mint luster, are extremely desirable among collectors. Professional grading services certify these coins, and the highest grades can dramatically increase their market value. Now let's talk about the truly exciting part, mint errors. Error coins are some of the most sought-after items in modern collecting. For the South Carolina quarter, there are several types of errors that have been documented. Double die errors, where parts of the lettering or the design appear doubled under magnification, can make the coin instantly more valuable. Off-center strikes, where the design is partially missing due to misalignment during minting, are dramatic and rare. Other known errors include die cracks, filled-in letters, and planchet flaws, all of which create unique and highly collectible coins. Collectors prize these coins because each one is essentially a one-of-a-kind piece of minting history. Another factor that influences value is the mint mark. The South Carolina quarter was produced at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, marked with a small P or D on the obverse. While both versions are common in circulation, those in top condition or with unusual errors are highly coveted by collectors who want to complete their sets with the rarest examples. The South Carolina quarter is also significant because of its historical and cultural appeal. The palmetto tree is tied to the Revolutionary War, representing the state's resilience and triumph, while the Carolina chickadee adds a touch of regional charm. Collectors appreciate that this coin combines strong symbolism, excellent artistry, and a direct connection to history. Now, let's get to the exciting part, the value. While most South Carolina quarters from 2000 are only worth face value, the rarest coins, especially those in flawless, uncirculated condition or with major minting errors, have commanded incredible sums in auctions and private sales. In fact, some of these rare South Carolina quarters have reached an astonishing value of $84,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $84,000 for a single coin that many people would overlook as ordinary change. That is the thrill of coin collecting. Every coin has a story, a history, and in some cases, extraordinary potential to be worth far more than you could imagine. So, the next time you find a South Carolina quarter from 2000, don't spend it too quickly. Examine its condition, look for possible errors, and you might just discover a rare treasure hiding in plain sight. Top 4. We're taking a close look at a historic piece from the United States, the 2000 Virginia State Quarter. At first glance, it may seem like an ordinary 25-cent coin, but in the right condition or with certain rare minting errors, this quarter can be worth a remarkable amount. Listen carefully and enjoy this story, because by the end, you'll see why collectors are always on the lookout for coins like this. The Virginia quarter was released in 2000 as part of the United States Mint's 50 State Quarters program, which began in 1999 and quickly became one of the most widely collected coin series in American history. The program was designed to honor each of the 50 states, featuring a unique design that highlighted the state's history, culture, or natural beauty. Virginia, being the 10th state to ratify the Constitution, holds a special place in American history, and its quarter reflects that significance. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll see a striking image of the three ships, Susan Constant, Godspeed, and Discovery, which carried the first English settlers to Jamestown in 1607. This historic depiction celebrates Virginia's role as the birthplace of English America and reminds collectors of the state's deep colonial roots. The inscriptions around the design include Virginia, 1607, the year, 2000, and the motto E pluribus unum. On the obverse side, as with all quarters, is the familiar portrait of George Washington, maintaining continuity with U.S. coinage tradition. Now, what makes the Virginia quarter so appealing to collectors? The first key factor is condition. Millions of these quarters were minted and circulated, but only a small percentage survive in pristine, uncirculated condition. Coins with sharp, clear details, full mint luster, and no signs of wear are always in high demand. Professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC certify coins, and the highest grades often bring the largest premiums. A well-preserved Virginia quarter is a sought-after prize for any collector completing a state series. The second factor, and perhaps the most exciting, is minting errors. Error coins are prized because they are essentially one-of-a-kind pieces. Some Virginia quarters have been found with double die errors, where letters or images appear doubled under magnification. Others display off-center strikes, where the design is noticeably shifted, leaving part of the coin blank. There are even examples of planchet flaws or die cracks, creating raised lines or unique irregularities that make the coin stand out. Collectors are always on the lookout for these unusual features because they combine rarity with fascinating minting history. Mint marks also play a role in the coin's value. The Virginia quarter was produced at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, marked with a P or D on the obverse. While most examples are common, coins with exceptional condition or rare errors from either mint can fetch substantial prices. Collectors who specialize in state quarters often seek out both versions to complete high-grade sets, and this demand helps sustain the coin's market value. Another reason the Virginia quarter is special is its historical and symbolic significance. The depiction of the three ships highlights a pivotal moment in U.S. history, representing exploration, settlement, and the beginnings of colonial America. For collectors, this combination of artistry, history, and symbolism makes the coin more than just currency. It becomes a keepsake that tells a story about the nation's past. Now, let's get to the exciting part, the value reveal. While most Virginia quarters from 2000 are only worth their face value, the rarest examples, especially those preserved in pristine, uncirculated condition or struck with dramatic minting errors, have sold for astonishing amounts. In fact, some of these rare Virginia quarters have reached an incredible value of $81,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $81,000 for a single quarter that many people might overlook as ordinary pocket change. This is the thrill of coin collecting, the idea that an everyday object can hold such immense historical significance and financial value. So, the next time you come across a 2000 Virginia quarter, take a closer look. Examine its condition, look for unusual details, and consider the possibility that it could be a rare gem hiding in plain sight. Top 5. We're turning our attention to a remarkable piece from the United States, the 2003 Arkansas State Quarter. While most people see this coin as just 25 cents, collectors know that under certain conditions and with some unique minting errors, it can be worth far more than you might imagine. Listen closely, because this story is filled with history, artistry, and surprising value. The Arkansas Quarter was released in 2003 as part of the highly popular 50 State Quarters program, a series that ran from 1999 to 2008. The program captured the imagination of millions across the country, encouraging people to search through their change, coin rolls, and collections to find each new design. Arkansas, known for its natural beauty, history, and wildlife, received a quarter that reflects both the state's heritage and its pride. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll find a stunning design featuring a diamond, a rice stalk, and a mallard flying above. The diamond symbolizes Arkansas as the only U.S. state with a diamond mine, while the rice stalk represents the importance of agriculture to the state's economy. The mallard adds a dynamic element of wildlife, celebrating the state's natural environment. Surrounding the design are the inscriptions: Arkansas, 1836, the year it achieved statehood, the year, 2003, and the motto, the natural state. On the obverse, of course, you'll find the classic portrait of George Washington, which has been a constant on quarters since 1932. The combination of symbolism, history, and artistic detail makes this coin both beautiful and meaningful. Now, what makes the 2003 Arkansas quarter so appealing to collectors? The first factor is condition. Millions of these quarters were minted and entered circulation, where they were exposed to wear and tear, scratches, and handling. Only a small fraction survive in pristine, uncirculated condition. Coins with sharp details, full luster, and no signs of circulation are always highly sought after. Professional grading services such as PCGS and NGC can certify the quality, and coins with top grades often command significant premiums. The second factor, and perhaps the most exciting, is the presence of minting errors. Error coins are prized because they are essentially one-of-a-kind artifacts of the minting process. Some Arkansas quarters have been discovered with double die errors, where lettering or design elements appear doubled, creating a shadow-like effect. Others show off-center strikes, where the design is shifted and parts of the coin appear blank. There are also examples of planchet flaws, die cracks, and missing details that make these coins stand out. Each error is a unique story, a combination of rarity and history that collectors treasure. Mint marks also play a critical role in value. The Arkansas quarter was struck at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, identified by a small P or D on the obverse. While the majority are common, coins from either mint in pristine condition or with dramatic errors are highly desirable. Serious collectors often seek both mint versions to complete high-grade sets, which further drives the market demand for these coins. Another reason this coin is special is its historical and symbolic significance. The diamond, rice stalk, and mallard together tell the story of Arkansas's economy, natural resources, and wildlife. The design stands out in the 50-state quarters program because it balances nature, agriculture, and history in a visually appealing way. For collectors, these qualities make the coin more than just currency. It becomes a keepsake and a piece of American heritage. Now, let's get to the moment you've been waiting for, the value reveal. While most Arkansas quarters from 2003 are only worth face value, the rarest examples, especially those in flawless, uncirculated condition or struck with remarkable minting errors, have been known to sell for incredible amounts. In fact, some of these rare Arkansas quarters have reached an astonishing value of $78,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $78,000 for a single coin that many might overlook as ordinary change. This is the thrill of coin collecting, the idea that an everyday object can hold historical significance, rarity, and extraordinary value all at once. So, the next time you come across a 2003 Arkansas quarter, don't spend it without checking its condition and looking for possible errors. You could be holding a rare treasure hiding in plain sight. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the fascinating world of rare coins. If you enjoyed learning about the Arkansas State Quarter and want to uncover more hidden treasures from American coinage, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another exciting discovery. Until next time, happy collecting.